Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the Truthful Black community.
Again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
So we're back in the wicked and racist province of Quebec, and we're going to talk about Charlene Hunt. She is the director of a food bank for the United Church in Quebec, and she was on her way to open up the food bank, and she was pulled over by the police because of her tinted windows. Take a look.
I said, okay, fine. I have to go. I have to open up the food bank for the people. Give me a 24-hour citation and I will get it done tomorrow. No, you're doing it now. So I took the blade. He says, start scraping. So I went to scrape. I couldn't get it. I said, you know what? Take back your blade. You do it. Try to scrape.
She claims the officer got to work trying to scrape the tint from her window and asked the retired healthcare worker to help pull them off.
Once I got this off, the supervisor turned around and said, you can take the next one off tomorrow.
She says police let her go without a fine. She thinks they felt they could intimidate her because she's a woman.
I don't know how it would turn out if there was a Black man in my situation.
It's, shall we say, unusual and a little draconian.
This is a clear-cut case of driving while Black in the racist province of Quebec, and racist police officers saw this sister, and granted, you're not allowed to have your windows tinted a certain shade. You do get pulled over, but what typically happens is you get a ticket. You're not forced to scrape the tint off, which I didn't even know that it would come off in a sheet like that, like a sheet of paper. I'm sure this sister didn't know either. And so that doesn't happen. There's nowhere in the Highway Safety Act does it say that if a police officer pulls you over, they have the right to ask you to scrape the tint off. You get a ticket, you either dispute the ticket and go to court, or you pay the ticket and you take care of your windows, either getting the tint lighter or getting it taken off altogether. That's what typically happens. Again, they saw a Black woman, tinted windows. Here's an excuse to go and cause trouble and torment another Black person. This sister also mentions that she didn't know how it would have gone if it was a Black man. Well, it probably would have been worse because in the racist province of Quebec, they love to torment Black men. So if they pulled over this Black man, they probably maybe would have had him scrape it off as well. Or it would have ended up with him being roughed up or arrested, and they would have padded on charges and lied and said that he was resisting arrest, etc., etc. I have reported on countless cases of Black men and what happens with them in this province. She also mentioned that she feels as though they pulled her over and treated her this way because she's a woman. Not only because she's a woman, because she's a Black woman. There is no way that they would have done this if it was a white person that they pulled over. Whether it's a man or a woman, they would not have done that. In fact, the likelihood of them even pulling them over is slim to nil. But had they pulled them over, they probably would have done the standard thing, which is the process of telling them why they're giving them a ticket, telling them why they pulled them over, giving them a ticket, and probably wishing them a wonderful day and going about their business. That's how it would have worked out. But with Black people, it's always different. They're always treated differently. They're always treated horribly. What we as Black people need to do, seeing as the racist province of Quebec refuses to arm their officers with body cams, what they need to do, meaning us as a community, turn our phones on, invest in dash cams of our own so that we protect ourselves. Because even though this has happened, It tends to be a case of he said, she said, because there's no physical evidence of it. It's just her word against the officer's word, or if it's a black man, his word against an officer's word. Fortunately, we have organizations like the Red Coalition, and they are advocates for black people. And a lot of the members and executives of the Red Coalition are either attorneys or former RCMP officers. So they're very well versed and know the law. So they're very instrumental and helpful in pushing these cases forward and ensuring that the black person that has been is a victim of this is made whole. However, we still need to protect ourselves, because that will elevate the case if we have footage of what has happened. Here again, another example of a situation that goes on in the racist province of Quebec against black people. This sister, Charlene Hunt, has filed a case. As you can see, one of the members of the Red Coalition spoke about it, and has taken her case on, and I hope she wins, and I hope she gets a lot of money. Let me know what you all think about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this content. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel, EA Public Relations. Last but not least, please download the African Diaspora News app. You can grab it at the Google or Apple store, or head over to africandiasporanews.org, download it there. You want to get this app. You'll have access to content you won't see here or anywhere else. So get that app. It's really wonderful stuff. And until next time, please be safe, everyone.